The hip-hop world just exploded. I just dropped a fiery diss track aimed straight at 50 Cent, and it's called The Right One. From the first verse, it's clear, this isn't a casual jab. This is a full-on lyrical attack designed to shake the streets and the charts alike. Fans are calling it one of the most brutal diss tracks of the year, and for good reason. I doesn't hold back. Every line hits with precision, intensity, and a level of aggression that commands attention. But the drama didn't stop there. Rick Ross and Meek Mill have weighed in, reacting to the track and adding their own commentary to a beef that's already making headlines. Their reactions are explosive, giving fans even more to talk about. Every bar of T.I's diss is being analyzed, every reaction debated, and social media is absolutely on fire. The question everyone is asking, how will 50 Cent respond? Will this escalate into one of the biggest rap battles in recent history? And what does this mean for T.I's standing in the hip-hop hierarchy now that he's openly challenging one of the genre's most iconic figures? This is more than music. This is strategy, pride, legacy, and pure street credibility colliding in a storm that's impossible to ignore. Strap in, this story is just getting started, and the fallout could change everything you thought you knew about hip-hop rivalries. The hip-hop world just exploded. I just dropped a fiery diss track aimed straight at 50 Cent, and it's called The Right One. From the very first bar, it's obvious. I isn't holding back. This isn't a casual jab or a clever punchline. This is a full-on lyrical attack, sharp enough to cut through decades of history and rivalries. Hip-hop fans across the globe immediately lit up social media. Clips of the diss track circulated within minutes, and hashtags referencing the beef began trending. The song is more than just music, it's a statement. Every line is calculated, every bar loaded with intent, and every verse is a direct reminder of T.I's influence, street credibility, and mastery of lyrical warfare. The track doesn't just attack 50 Cent, it questions his legacy, his relevance, and his place in a game that continues to evolve. The reactions were instantaneous. Rick Ross and Meek Mill, two of the industry's heaviest hitters, didn't hold back in their commentary. On social media, podcasts, and private interviews, both weighed in on T.I's track, dissecting the bars, praising the punchlines, and highlighting the strategic brilliance behind the diss. Their reactions weren't just supportive, they added fuel to the fire, validating the track's intensity and ensuring that the spotlight on this feud only grew brighter. But why is this diss so explosive? To understand, we have to look at the history. T.I and 50 Cent's relationship has never been simple. Both are icons, but both have had their fair share of conflicts, subtle jabs, and competitive energy simmering under the surface for years. The timing of The Right One is strategic. In an era where hip-hop thrives on relevance, viral moments, and social media drama, T.I chose the perfect moment to remind the world that he still commands respect and influence. The song doesn't pull punches. From questioning past achievements to mocking perceived failures, T.I systematically dismantles 50 Cent's legacy with precision. Lyrics hit at vulnerabilities, long-standing criticisms, and public controversies. Every fan who has followed the history of hip-hop rivalries knows the stakes are high. A track like this can redefine reputations, reshape alliances, and even impact future collaborations. The first reactions online were immediate and polarizing. Some fans praised T.I for his fearlessness, calling the diss track masterclass and relentless. Others questioned whether attacking 50 Cent, one of the most established figures in rap history, was necessary or if it could backfire. Social media became a battlefield. Twitter threads dissected lyrics line by line. Instagram clips highlighted the most shocking bars. YouTube commentators uploaded reaction videos analyzing everything from cadence to delivery, turning the song into an instant cultural phenomenon. Then there's the influence of Rick Ross and Meek Mill. Both artists are no strangers to beefs and lyrical confrontations themselves. Ross's reaction emphasized respect for the craft, calling T.I's flow strategic, sharp, and devastating. Meek Mill highlighted the timing and precision of the track, noting that this wasn't just an emotional release, it was a calculated move designed to remind everyone of T.I's dominance. Their commentary amplified the story exponentially, creating a ripple effect throughout hip-hop culture. Fans began discussing not only the feud itself, but also the implications for the wider industry, potential collaborations, label dynamics, and the subtle politics that govern the rap world. Insiders say the diss track was months in the making. Sources close to T.I. revealed that he spent significant time crafting each bar to maximize impact. From the flow to the punchlines, nothing was left to chance. This wasn't a song recorded in a rush for clout, it was a carefully planned strike designed to make waves. The fact that it instantly triggered reactions from some of the biggest names in the industry only proves the track's potency. 50 Cent hasn't officially responded yet, but the anticipation is deafening. The silence from Fifth has added even more tension, as fans speculate endlessly about what his counterattack will be. Will he release a response track? Will he confront T.I. verbally or through interviews? Or will he let the diss simmer, allowing T.I.'s words to linger in the culture? Every scenario keeps fans on edge, proving the track's effectiveness even without a direct reply. The strategy behind T.I.'s move is fascinating. He didn't just aim for shock value, he calculated the timing, delivery, and potential audience reaction. By targeting 50 Cent, T.I. is not only challenging a peer, but also asserting his relevance in today's landscape, where younger artists and viral trends often dominate headlines. It's a reminder that legends never fade quietly. They adapt, evolve, and strike when the timing is right. The music itself is equally compelling. Production choices, hard-hitting drums, ominous melodies, and a beat that demands attention make the diss track feel like a battle anthem. Every note is designed to reinforce the aggression in T.I.'s lyrics. When paired with his commanding delivery, it becomes clear why fans are calling this one of the most powerful diss tracks in years. This story is more than just a beef, it's a masterclass in hip-hop dynamics. It shows how legacy, strategy, and reputation collide in the modern rap world. T.I. isn't just reacting to history, he's shaping the narrative, forcing fans, critics, and peers to acknowledge his skill, timing, and influence. Even beyond the immediate reactions, the right one is already impacting the culture. Podcasts, YouTube channels, and social media commentators are breaking down every line, creating a frenzy of engagement. Every reaction adds layers to the story, proving that a well-crafted diss track can dominate conversation far beyond its original release. This saga sets the stage for a feud that could define modern hip-hop for months, if not years. T.I. has shown that he still knows how to command attention, leverage his legacy, and provoke responses from some of the biggest names in the industry. And with Rick Ross and Meek Mill validating his strategy, the stakes have never been higher. The question now isn't just whether 50 Cent will respond, it's how he will respond. Will he meet T.I.'s energy? Will the feud escalate into something legendary? Or will this stand as a defining moment in T.I.'s career, proving that even the greatest artists can still shake the foundations of the rap game? One thing is certain, this is more than music. This is pride, strategy, legacy, and reputation all colliding in a way that few moments in hip-hop history have managed to do. And for fans, the drama is just beginning. The question now isn't just whether 50 Cent will respond, it's how he will respond. Will he meet T.I.'s energy? Will the feud escalate into something legendary? Or will this stand as a defining moment in T.I.'s career, proving that even the greatest artists can still shake the foundations of the rap game? As soon as the right one dropped, fans across the world went into a frenzy. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, every platform erupted with reactions, debates, and speculation. Clips of the diss track circulated within hours, some showing T.I.'s most devastating lines, others replaying Rick Ross and Meek Mill's commentary dissecting every punch. Memes exploded, debates raged, and hashtags referencing beef quickly began trending globally. Social media had turned into a war zone, with every lyric being analyzed, every reaction dissected, and every historical feud being pulled back into the spotlight. Rick Ross's reaction was immediate and intense. On his podcast, he called T.I.'s flow surgical and merciless, emphasizing that each bar was delivered with intent. He praised T.I for not only hitting hard lyrically, but for doing so with perfect timing, reminding the industry that legends like him still know how to dominate the narrative. Meek Mill, known for his own aggressive style and sharp instincts, echoed the sentiment, highlighting the strategic brilliance of the track. Both made it clear, this wasn't just a track made for clout. This was a calculated strike meant to leave an impression. Fans immediately noticed the nuance in T.I's lyrics. The diss wasn't filled with generic insults or meaningless jabs. Every line referenced past controversies, past public statements, and even historical moments in 50 Cent's career that many casual fans may have forgotten. From subtle digs at past album sales to sharper critiques of street credibility, the track was layered, both a personal attack and a statement about dominance in hip-hop culture. Social media discussions exploded as fans began breaking down lyrics line by line. Every metaphor and punchline became fodder for debate, turning the release into a week-long cultural event. The tension escalated further as insiders hinted that 50 Cent was already considering his next move. Sources close to him suggested that he was weighing multiple options: a rapid response diss track, interviews to defend his legacy, or even strategic silence to let the drama breathe. Each option carried its own risk. A rushed diss track could backfire if it wasn't as sharp, while ignoring T.I's attack could be perceived as weakness by fans and peers alike. The stakes were enormous. The world was watching, and every decision had consequences far beyond just this feud. Meanwhile, the hip-hop community at large began to weigh in. Analysts, YouTubers, and influencers dissected both the track and the potential implications. Some argued that T.I's diss was perfectly timed to assert his relevance in a younger, fast-moving industry. Others saw it as a calculated risk, one that could either cement his legendary status or provoke a feud that could spiral out of control. Every angle was being discussed: lyrical skill, cultural influence, historical significance, and the social media dynamics that now dictate much of modern hip-hop. The fan response was polarizing. One camp celebrated T.I for his courage and precision, praising him for not only releasing a diss track, but doing so with the kind of finesse only a veteran could pull off. They saw the track as a reminder that T.I remains a force in hip-hop, capable of dominating even against one of the genre's most iconic figures. Another camp questioned the necessity of the attack, suggesting that taking on 50 Cent could open a floodgate of retaliation, public scrutiny, and long-term drama that might have been avoided. The debate created waves in forums, comment sections, and social media, turning this diss track into a global cultural event. One of the most shocking aspects was how quickly the feud's narrative spread internationally. Hip-hop isn't just a US phenomenon. Fans in Europe, Africa, and Asia immediately jumped into the conversation. Translations of key lyrics, reaction videos, and international commentary fueled the discussion even further. Suddenly, what started as a domestic rap beef had become a global spectacle, and T.I's strategic timing ensured maximum attention. Industry insiders also pointed out the professional implications. Collaborations, label politics, and future projects are all influenced by perception and relationships. A diss track of this magnitude doesn't just impact personal pride, it can change how artists interact in business, who chooses to align with whom, and what opportunities are available moving forward. In hip-hop, respect and reputation are currency, and a masterful diss can shift the balance of influence overnight. Even beyond fans and industry insiders, the media caught on. Major publications, blogs, and music news outlets began running stories analyzing every lyric, reaction, and potential outcome. Headlines highlighted T.I's dominance, 50 Cent's legacy, and the strategic brilliance of a track that had everyone talking. Every article, tweet, and video contributed to a feedback loop that magnified the story, ensuring that the feud remained front and center in hip-hop culture for days. The suspense surrounding 50 Cent's response added another layer of intensity. Fans speculated endlessly. Would he release a diss track immediately, or would he play the long game and respond later? Would he address the attack publicly in interviews, or silently prepare a lyrical retaliation? Every scenario created further tension, turning the unfolding feud into a narrative with multiple potential endings, each capable of shaking the hip-hop world. Rick Ross and Meek Mill's ongoing commentary kept the story alive as well. They analyzed potential strategies, predicted outcomes, and provided insider insights that fans eagerly consumed. Their engagement highlighted another key aspect of modern hip-hop feuds, the role of third-party voices in shaping public perception. In today's digital age, reactions from influential artists often amplify drama more than the original track itself, creating layers of commentary that extend the life of a feud far beyond the release date. Even casual listeners couldn't escape the story. Memes, reaction videos, and lyrical breakdowns spread across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Fans dissected the delivery, tone, and energy of the track, while others speculated on the personal dynamics between T.I. and 50 Cent. The drama became not just a musical discussion, but a social media event, reflecting how hip-hop beefs now operate on multiple levels simultaneously: lyrical, cultural, and digital. The stakes continued to rise as insiders hinted at the long-term implications for both artists. A diss track like The Right One is more than just words. It's a statement of dominance, influence, and intent. T.I.'s move reminded the industry that even legends are willing to take risks, strategically challenging peers to assert relevance. Meanwhile, 50 Cent's next move could redefine his place in the hierarchy and determine whether this feud escalates into one of the most memorable in recent rap history. The feud had transcended a simple diss track. It had become a full-blown cultural moment, fans analyzing lyrics, influencers breaking down strategy, and artists weighing in with opinions and reactions. The combination of T.I.'s precision, Rick Ross and Meek Mill's validation, and social media amplification ensured that The Right One wasn't just another track. It was an event, a spectacle, and a story that would dominate conversation for months. This saga demonstrates how a well-crafted diss track can ignite an entire industry. It's about more than music. It's about legacy, strategy, reputation, and the intricate dynamics of hip-hop culture. Every reaction, every comment, and every analysis contributes to a narrative that continues to grow, keeping fans engaged and conversations alive. The question still hangs over the industry: what will 50 Cent do next? Every fan, journalist, and influencer is watching closely, waiting for the response that could either escalate the feud or settle the debate. One thing is certain: T.I.'s The Right One has already left an indelible mark on hip-hop history, proving once again that when legends collide, the results are explosive, unforgettable, and impossible to ignore. The question still hangs over the industry: what will 50 Cent do next? Fans, journalists, and insiders have been on edge ever since T.I. dropped The Right One. Weeks of speculation, analysis, and debate reached a boiling point when whispers of 50 Cent's response began to surface. The hip-hop world understood that this was no ordinary feud. This was a clash of legacies, egos, and street credibility that could redefine the modern rap hierarchy. 50 Cent, never one to back down from conflict, reportedly spent days carefully considering his approach. Sources close to him claim he was analyzing the lyrics line by line, mapping out a strategy that would defend his legacy while striking back at T.I. with precision. This wasn't about an impulsive reaction. It was about reclaiming dominance and reminding the world why he remains one of hip-hop's most iconic figures. The tension was palpable. Fans knew that when 50 Cent finally responded, it wouldn't just be words, it would be an event, a moment that could shift power dynamics across the industry. Then it happened. The long-awaited response, though shrouded in secrecy initially, leaked online in fragments. 50 Cent's delivery was sharp, aggressive, and calculated. Every bar hit directly at T.I., dissecting his lyrics, questioning his credibility, and even poking at past controversies in a way that reminded fans why Fif has been a master of the diss track for decades. Social media erupted immediately. Clips circulated across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, with fans analyzing every line, every delivery, and every double meaning. It wasn't just a comeback, it was a statement. I'm still here, and I'm not letting anyone redefine my legacy. Rick Ross and Meek Mill once again weighed in. Ross praised 50 Cent's precision, noting that the response was surgical and relentless. Meek Mill highlighted the psychological strategy behind the track, emphasizing that Fifth didn't just react emotionally. He calculated the timing, lyrics, and delivery to maximize impact. Their commentary amplified the drama further, reminding fans that this feud was now bigger than just two artists. It had become a cultural phenomenon. Fans were divided. One camp celebrated 50 Cent's legendary response, calling it a masterclass in lyrical warfare. Another praised T.I. for provoking such a high-level retaliation, arguing that the original diss had forced a legendary artist to step up, reaffirming T.I.'s relevance. Social media became a battlefield, with hashtags like #Tivs50, #TheRightOne, and #50CentResponse trending worldwide. Memes, reaction videos, and live streams fueled the chaos, creating a digital spectacle that few could ignore. Beyond fans, industry insiders were analyzing the potential fallout. Some suggested that this feud could impact upcoming collaborations, tours, and business deals. Labels and managers were reportedly reviewing contracts and partnerships, aware that public perception in the midst of a high-profile beef can sway everything from streaming numbers to brand endorsements. The stakes had never been higher. What started as a single diss track had evolved into a multi-layered saga affecting every corner of hip-hop culture. What made this confrontation particularly shocking was the level of strategic thinking displayed by both artists. T.I.'s initial track wasn't just a display of aggression, it was carefully timed to maximize attention, highlight weaknesses, and provoke a response. 50 Cent's reply wasn't mere retaliation, it was a calculated defense of legacy, credibility, and influence. Both tracks demonstrated that in modern hip-hop, diss tracks are as much about strategy as they are about lyrics. The public fallout extended beyond just music. Podcasts, YouTube commentary channels, and news outlets dissected every moment. Some questioned whether this feud marked a resurgence in high-profile rap beefs, reminiscent of the legendary battles of the early 2000s. Others analyzed the social media dynamics, noting that the digital age amplifies every conflict, turning a personal beef into a global conversation within hours. Every reaction, whether from fans, analysts, or fellow artists, contributed to a narrative that kept the story alive far beyond the tracks themselves. Even casual listeners were caught up in the drama. Viral memes, lyrical breakdowns, and reaction videos made the feud accessible to anyone following pop culture. Every detail, from delivery style to word choice, was scrutinized. Fans debated who won each round, predicting what the next move might be. The narrative wasn't just about who had the better bars, it was about pride, legacy, relevance, and the stakes of hip-hop history. Behind the scenes, insiders reported that both T.I. and 50 Cent were aware of the broader implications. This wasn't just about personal pride, it was about controlling the narrative in an era where perception is everything. A misstep could damage credibility, influence fan perception, and impact future opportunities. Every track, every verse, every reaction was meticulously crafted to ensure maximum effect. The feud shockwaves even reached younger artists and emerging talent. Up-and-comers analyzed the tracks, studying the strategic lyricism, delivery, and timing. This wasn't just entertainment, it was a lesson in modern hip-hop warfare, a blueprint for how to navigate feuds while protecting one's legacy and reputation. As Part 3 unfolds, the story reveals more than just a clash between T.I. and 50 Cent. It highlights how modern hip-hop operates. Strategy, legacy, and perception are just as important as lyrical skill. It's a game where one track can dominate headlines, influence careers, and create cultural moments that fans will dissect for years. The drama also sparked speculation about potential reconciliation or escalation. Would this feud continue with additional tracks? Would interviews, social media posts, or public appearances become part of the ongoing saga? Fans remain on edge, knowing that the next move could be as explosive as the last, potentially rewriting narratives about both artists' legacies. By the time the dust began to settle, one thing was clear: this feud had already cemented itself in hip-hop history. T.I. had reasserted his relevance and strategic brilliance. 50 Cent had defended his legacy with precision, proving why he remains one of the most respected figures in the genre. Rick Ross and Meek Mill's commentary validated both moves, amplifying the cultural significance of the exchange. Fans, analysts, and industry insiders all agreed this was a masterclass in modern rap beef. In conclusion, the T.I versus 50 Cent saga demonstrates that in hip-hop, legacy, pride, and strategy collide in ways that are impossible to ignore. Diss tracks are no longer just music, they are statements of power, influence, and relevance. With The Right One and 50 Cent's response, the world witnessed a feud that wasn't just about personal beef, but about shaping the narrative of hip-hop itself. It's a story of respect, rivalry, and artistry that will be remembered as one of the most dramatic confrontations in modern rap history. This saga proves that in hip-hop, legends never fade quietly. They adapt, strike, and dominate the conversation, leaving fans, artists, and the industry alike in awe of the power of words, strategy, and timing. The T.I versus 50 Cent saga isn't over, it's just heating up. The Right One dropped like a bomb, and the reactions from Rick Ross and Meek Mill only added fuel to the fire. Now, the question is, who really won this round? We want to hear your opinion. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think T.I's diss was flawless, or did 50 Cent's response prove he's still the king of the rap game? Don't just stop there. Smash that like button if you were shocked by the bars, and share this video/article with friends who need to see how hip-hop legends throw down in 2026. Every lyric, every punchline, and every reaction matters, and your voice matters too. Join the debate. Are we witnessing a classic rap feud that will be remembered for years, or is this just another online hype? Which artist had the stronger delivery? Who played the strategy better? And what do you think this means for their legacies moving forward? Hit subscribe or follow for all the latest hip-hop drama, reactions, and breakdowns, because the story isn't over. New updates, behind-the-scenes insights, and exclusive fan reactions are coming, and you don't want to miss them. Comment below, tag your friends, and let's settle this once and for all. T.I or 50 Cent? Who's the real winner of this epic diss battle?